In this video, I will be showing you how to solve a quadratic inequality using the graph. So the first part is x square plus 3x minus 4 more than 0. Second part is x square plus 3x minus 4 less than 0. So any inequality of the type ax square plus bx plus c more than or equal to 0 or less than or equal to 0 or more than 0 or less than 0 is a quadratic inequality. To see the graph of this, we don't have to graph exact graph, but it's enough if you find out the roots of this quadratic equation. So if we solve x square plus 3x minus 4 equal to 0, it is x plus 4 times x minus 1 when you factor. So actually we are finding the boundary of this inequality. So x plus 4 equal to 0 or x minus 1 equal to 0, which will give x equal to negative 4 or x equal to positive 1. And also we know if the leading coefficient is positive, the graph is one of open upward. The parabola opens upward. In this problem, we are not interested in the complete graph or the comprehensive graph of the quadratic function here. So we are only going to graph a rough sketch of this. So what I am going to do is only a rough graph. So the question is about solving the inequality, not about graphing. So I am going to plot these 2 points on the x-axis. X equal to negative 4 and x equal to 1. And we know that it's an open upward parabola. So somewhere in the between these two there is an x coordinate of the vertex. So it's an upward parabola. So if I roughly sketch it, it's going to be looking like this. I'm not graphing the entire graph with the actual vertex or anything like that. It's a rough graph. So the question is x square plus 3x minus 4 more than 0. What values of x will make this inequality true? So the question is what values of x? So you see a portion of the graph for this value of x to this value of x, the graph is below the x-axis. For all to the left of 4, negative 4, on all to the right of positive 1, the graph is above the x-axis. So the question is when y is positive. So when y coordinate is positive, for what values of x? So in this case, you notice the graph is above the x-axis in this part and above the x-axis in this part. And we have to find out the corresponding x for that. So which means in this part, the green shaded part is the x values for which y is positive. So I can write the answer to this one where y is positive, the corresponding x. It's all negative infinity through negative 4 union 1 through infinity. That is when the inequality will be positive. Now for the second part, when is this inequality less than 0? In what values of x? The interpretation is for what values of x the y is negative. For what values of x the y is negative, right? So for what values of x is the y negative? It's clearly from this point to this point on the graph. The graph is below the x-axis. So the answer to this problem is the x values. So the answer is from negative 4 through 1. When x lies between negative 4 through 1, the graph is below the x-axis. So that is the answer to part 2. In fact, for both of them, we can actually check the answer. So let's check. By that, what we mean is, if I give any value in this interval, I should get the y value positive. If I give any values in the interval -1 to 4, I should get the y value negative. It's clearly obvious from the graph. We will anyway check. So I'm going to pick a number, say 2, in this interval. The first one, 1 through infinity. I'm going to pick 2. So I'm going to plug in x equal to 2 into the inequality. So substitute x equal to 2 into the inequality, into x square plus 3x minus 4, and see whether it is more than 0. So we get x square, so 2 square plus 3 times 2 minus 4. So it's 4 plus 6, 10, 10 minus 4, which is 6, definitely positive. Okay, so it does satisfy. So I'm just checking any random number in this interval, but it is true for every value in this interval. This is check for part A. Same way we do the check for part B. Here, if you choose a number between -4 and 1, we can choose x equal to 0 and substitute x equal to 0 into the equation inequality x square plus 3x minus 4 and see whether it is less than 0, negative. So it is 0 square plus 3 times 0 minus 4, clearly less than 0. Therefore, it does satisfy. So, for y more than 0, graphically you pick all those x for which the graph is above the x-axis. For smaller than 0, you pick all those values that lie, values of x for which y is negative, or for the graph is below the x-axis. Hope this video helps.